Hey, hello there everyone, my name is Anthony and welcome to this old school RuneScape guide. How to make 1 million GP in only 60 minutes of gameplay. The skill you are going to need is farming. I know there are a lot of people who don't know how this skill works. Now if you are one of those people, then don't just click away this video. This is the perfect guide for you, because I'm going to explain everything you need to know from the start. And at the end, you will be using this money making method every day. In this guide I'm going to show you how to use the farming skill properly to make millions of money without even noticing it. I'm going to explain everything slowly, because it may be a lot of information at once. I don't want to be unclear, so I'm afraid this is the only way. Please keep paying attention, because that's important to understand this way of money making. First of all, I'm going to tell you something about farming. The farming skill is about growing different kinds of plants, trees, flowers and bushes. These products can be sold to players or used by making potions with the earlier skill. To make money with farming, level 32 is required. If you are still level 1, then don't worry. I will now explain how to get level 32 easily. There are 4 methods to get 32 farming. 1 is regular training, 2 is bag plants in your house with the construction skill, 3 is quest rewards, and 4 a combination of the 3 options above. 1. Regular training. Of course, when you're going to train farming, you will need seeds to plant. There are several ways to get farming seeds. The easiest one is to go to Drainer Village and trade with Olivia. She sells low-level seeds to start off training farming. Buy around 100 potato and onion seeds and around 50 cabbage seeds. Change worlds when she has run out of stock. Then go to Catherby and trade with Vanessa in her farming shop. Now buy all the tools she has in store. It's recommended to buy extra watering cans, empty sacks and baskets. You should also buy compost, which is very important to keep the seeds alive. Now it's time to start farming. Take the following items with you. Some coins, around 5k, a rake, 6 buckets of compost, a filled watering can, a seed dibber, your potato seeds. Go to the southern allotment patch in Catherby and use your rake on the weeds. You now have an empty patch. Use 1 bucket of compost on the patch. Then use your seeds on the patch, and now use your watering can on the patch. Do the same at the northern patch. You can either drop the weeds or put them in a compost bin next to the farming patch to generate compost. Now if you leave this place and come back in 40 minutes, your plants will be fully grown. But there's also a chance that your plants have died, and we don't want that to happen. So this is what we are going to do. Next to the patch, you can find a farmer. In Catherby, this is Densera. Talk to her and ask her to look after your crops. She will help you, but of course not for free. To watch over your potato seeds, you will have to pay her 2 buckets of compost for every patch. So this is 4 buckets of compost for both patches. Give her the items and now you're free to do what you want. If you want to speed up the process, you can travel through RuneScape to do exactly the same at other locations, showed on the world map right now. After 40 minutes, go back to your patch. You don't have to be logged in when you're waiting. Take the same items as you did before, but this time including a spade and 2 empty sacks. Now click on the patch, it will give you the option to harvest potatoes. Do this with your spade and click on the empty sack. You will now fill the sack with potatoes. Bank these sacks because you're going to need them later. Keep training like this until you reach level 5 in farming. Now you can do exactly the same, but from now on you can harvest onion seeds. Those seeds give more experience. This is the part you need your sacks of potatoes. Do you remember that you needed to pay 2 buckets of compost in order to let the farmers watch over your potato seeds? To let them watch over onion seeds, they ask you to bring a sack of potatoes. And that's how it works. Every time you ask to watch over your plant, the farmer asks you to bring slightly lower level items in exchange. At level 7, move on to cabbage seeds and keep doing this until you are level 15. From this point, your way of training is going to change if you want to speed up training. If you don't have 100k money to spend, you should continue by doing the same as I explained before. At level 15, you can plant oak trees. Growing a single tree gives you 467 experience. You can grow a maximum of 5 trees at the same time. It takes 200 minutes for an oak tree to grow, and you need to pay a dinar by farmer a basket of tomatoes to watch over your tree. This is highly recommended. To get 32 farming, 31 oak trees have to be grown. To grow an oak tree, you will need an acorn. Acorns are worth 2.5k each. This means that it will cost you at least 75k, but it's worth it. To plant an oak tree, you will need the following items: a rake, a plant pot with soil, buy in a farm shop, watering can, gardening trowel, acorn. Use your acorn on the plant pot. After this, use your watering can at the plant pot as well. Wait a few minutes and your plant pot has become an oak sapling. Now go to one of the tree patches and rake the weeds. Use your plant pot on the patch and pay the farmer nearby a basket of tomatoes. Do this at all 5 patches and repeat this every 200 minutes. This is where all tree patches are located. In about 6 runs of 5 trees, you will have reached 32 farming. Congratulations! 2. Bagot plants in your house. This method is a lot faster to get 32 farming, but also more expensive. It will cost you roughly 650k to get 32 farming with this method, but it will be done in only 1 or 2 hours in total. You can start using this method at level 1. Go to Feather Park and trade the garden supplier. Buy 535 bagot plants 1 here. Make sure you got the right one. You can't know them, so you will have to keep banking. Once you have bought all the bagot plants 1, go to the estate agent in Feather if you don't have a house yet. Bring 5k coins as well. If you finally have your house, it's time to enter your house in building mode. Plant a fern and remove it. Now rebuild it and keep doing this until you reach level 32 farming. 3. Quest rewards. It's possible to get 32 farming without even touching the skill itself. To do this, you will need to complete the following quests in order: Fairy Tale Part 1, Forgettable Tale, Garden of Tranquility, and Enlightened Journey. Some of these quests need pre-quests to complete, but as long as you complete these in order, it won't be a problem. 4. A combination of the 3 options above. If you don't want to stick to one method only, you can of course do a little bit of everything to get 32 farming. Perhaps use bagot plants 1 until level 15 and move on to oak trees to level 32. Now that you have 32 farming, it's time to move on to the next part of the guide, the money making part. At level 32, you can plant rennar seeds. Rennar seeds are very expensive. Prices vary between 20k and 30k, so let's say that an average seed is worth 25k. Just like I explained to trade regular farming, we are going to do the same with rennar seeds. To plant a rennar seed, you will need the following items: a rake, a seed dibber, super compost, 1 rennar seed. A rennar seed can be bought from players, stolen from a master farmer, or looted by a monster. The first option is the most used option, and best for this money making method. Unfortunately, farmers do not watch over your herb patch. This means that your rennar seed always has a chance of dying. That's why we are going to use super compost to reduce the chances of that. Also, using super compost will guarantee that your seed will give you at least 5 herbs when it's fully grown. Super compost is pretty hard to get, so I'm going to explain you how to get it. You can buy super compost from players, but in my opinion it's not worth it because they are 1k each. So we are going to do it my way. Take 1000 coins from the bank and go back to Catherby. Walk to the docks and trade a trader crew member. Buy at least 15 pineapples and change world if the shop runs out of stock. Go to the compost bin and put pineapples in it. Close the bin and wait for 90 minutes. After 90 minutes, take 15 empty buckets from your bank and use them on the compost bin. You now have 15 super compost. Now I'm going to show you how to plant 1 rennar seed. Once we have done this, I'm going to show you the complete run and the profit you make. The items I bring to plant 1 rennar seed are a rake, a seed dibber, a spade, 1 rennar seed, 1 super compost, and 500 coins in case you need a plant cure when it's diseased. First, I rake the weeds. Then, I use my super compost on the patch. Finally, I use my rennar seed on the patch. That's it. It takes 80 minutes for a rennar seed to be fully grown. Your rennar seed may get diseased, but there is a possibility to cure your diseased herbs by buying a plant cure. Almost all farmers sell them, so it's not hard to get a plant cure. But it's not worth it to check all your renner seeds for every 20 minutes. Thanks to your super compost, they won't die often, so you should just leave them for 80 minutes. If you come back after 80 minutes, you will have the option to pick herbs. You will need a spade to do this. Because of your super compost, you will get at least 5 renner weeds. You can get up to 16 renner weeds, but that's very rare. Remember this, you bought a renner seed for 25k and you got back 5 renner weeds. One renner weed is worth 7.5k. This means that you got 5 times 7.5k is 37.5k. That's 12.5k more than you invested. And the only thing you did was planting one single renner seed. It only took you 1 minute to make at least 12.5k coins. I hope you understand how to farm renner seeds at this point. If you still don't, then please watch it again, because it's important that you understand how it works. This example was only with one renner seed. Now I'm going to show you how an actual herb run works. In RuneScape there are 5 herb patches in total. I will now show you where they are located. 2 patches have quest requirements to get access to. Quest number 1, like I showed you on the world map, needs the quest My Arm's Big Adventure to get access to. Also, 61 magic is recommended to use this patch to teleport you close to the farming patch. Quest number 2 needs the quest Ghost Ahoy to get access to. You don't need to complete it, but it's recommended because it gives you an unlimited teleport close to the patch. It's not easy to complete all those quests, but it's very rewarding if you do. I have access to all patches and now I'm going to show you how I do a farm run. The items I bring on my farm run are 500 GP, 1 Camelot teleport, 1 Validator teleport, 2 Law runes, 2 Fire runes, Exophile from the Ghost Ahoy quest, a Rake, a Seed Dibber, a Spade, 5 Super Compost and 5 Renner seeds. I will now show you in what order I do my farming run on the world map. Number 1. First, I teleport to Camelot and I plant my first seed and walk to the second patch. Number 2. I plant my Renner seed and teleport with my Exophile to Canifis. Number 3. I plant my Renner seed in Canifis and teleport to Validator. Number 4. I walk from Validator to the patch and plant my Renner seed. Now I teleport to Trollheim. Number 5. I plant my seed in Trollheim and my farming trip is completed. Now I'm going to show you the run in-game to make it perfectly clear. Well, I guess that's it. Congratulations, you now know how to do a herb run. Let's see how much money we have made from one single herb run. We must not forget that I've used 5 renner seeds on this trip. They are 25k each, so that's 125k in total. But how many herbs did we get? We should at least get 25 herbs. One herb is 7.5k, so 25 herbs together are worth 7.5k times 25 is 178.5k. 178.5k minus 125k is 62.5k profit, and this only took me 5 minutes. Now believe me or not, but we are still not done yet. If you complete the quest Fairy Tale Part 1 Growing Pains, you will get a special reward, Magic Secateurs. When this item is worn, you get a 10% harvest boost on your herbs. This means that your profit will raise with 10% too, and this means that you make at least 68k and 750 GP for every farm run, and that only in 5 minutes. 5 minutes per trip means 12 trips in 1 hour of gameplay. 68k and 750 GP times 12 is 825k in 60 minutes of gameplay. But this was calculated in the worst possible way, except from dying seeds. On my account, I make an average profit of 90k on a single farm trip. 12 times 90k is 1080k, so I make more than 1 million per hour. We have finally come to an end of this guide. I really hope it was clear, and I hope you enjoyed watching, because it took me a very long time to make this guide. Remember that if you're a skiller or a 1 defense pure, you can only get access to the 3 non-quest patches. You can't use the magic secateurs either. If you have any more questions, go ahead and ask them. I will help you whenever you need me. And if you have some advice for me, then of course you can contact me too. Thank you for watching, and good luck on your own farming runs. Bye bye.